y'all, this is Halloween once again here with you today. I've got Bone Jangles joining me over here in his suit of armor, looking real dapper. I had a dream about this costume that we're doing today, probably brought to me by a special someone up in heaven. So she gave me this idea to do a zodiac sign costume, and since it's my birthday week and I am a Libra, I am going to do the costume Libra today. So thank you again for joining me, and I hope you subscribe because we are going to be doing a double creature feature again today. I decided that since we're getting closer to Halloween, that perhaps just to fit a little more in, we're gonna do double creature feature Mondays. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll get started. So here's what I have for today. A mermaid style gown, very beautiful. Has a brooch pendant right in the center. It's strapless and with a sweetheart neckline. And I paid, if you can see that, I paid $14.95 for this at a thrift store. And I will be using this probably for a costume next year as well. So I already had this beautiful necklace and matching earrings, which I'll also be wearing. I just have silver shoes. The shoes will probably not show. Classic Betty Boop style finger wave wig. And that's pretty much it for the costume. I'm going to make a headdress with my leftover poster board from when we were the Statue of Liberty. And I have a couple bowls here to use for a pattern and some Gorilla fabric glue. And then for the makeup, look at that lighting. Somebody bought me a light, a secret admirer. So for the makeup, we have Mayron Silver. There is a setting liquid for that. It all comes together in one package. You can find this at Spirit Halloween. I have my black liner. I will be using also a black liquid liner. I have a green shimmer powder and also a darker green shimmer powder that I purchased at CVS. That's the makeup. Pretty simple. I think I'm going to go with an Egyptian eye, and we'll see where the wind takes us. So what I have here is my leftover foam board. It still has black feathers on it when we were the birds the other day, but that doesn't even matter because I drew a pattern here using my large bowl for the outer circle, just like that, and drew a line around it with a pen. Doesn't matter, we'll be spray painting it. And then I used my smaller bowl here for the inside line. And that's how I made such a perfect circle. It will be awesome. So, and then what I did was I just did 2 lines. As you can see, I went a little longer with this one. No problem, it's going to be spray painted anyway. I just have kind of a large dome, so I wanted to make sure that you could see the line on both sides of my head. This pattern is going to be on a headdress that will go behind our head. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to get it fastened on yet, but we'll have another segment when it's all painted, and I'll figure something out to get it fastened to the head. And then I made a second line right there. Again, for the back of my head as well. So that's the pattern. I'm going to cut it out, and then I'll be spray painting it silver. So if your box cutter is like mine and it's only been a couple months, I got it brand new and it's already dull, so your pattern might turn out a bit jagged. Don't worry, we're going to fix that. We're just going to take some poster board and cut the shapes out again and cover it with the poster board on each side. The poster board is thinner and easier to cut, so the lines will be cleaner. And we're just going to go right over it, and once we do that, we'll spray paint. So as you can see, I took a little of the black poster board that I had from making my birds, and I just cut the same exact pattern in the black poster board and cut it, and did that on both sides. Now I'm just going to trim it. You can see around the edges where there's a little bit of white. I'm going to trim that off with my scissors, and it should look perfect. A lot better, no jagged edges. So we're going to do the same thing to the longer pieces. I'm going to probably trim them up a bit, cover them on both sides with the poster board, and then we'll spray paint. And here is the finished product. That is our sign for Libra. I'm going to find a way to put this behind my head, and when I get that all figured out, I will record what I did. Now for the scales, as you know, Libra has scales. So what I wanted to get was 2 bowls that were kind of round. So I got these from Target for like $3 a piece. And these are going to hang from my hands as I hold my arms straight out. So what I'm going to do is I bought trussing twine from Publix. I think it was like $4. And I'm going to measure the string, and I'm going to have a piece of string going from one side here to the other, and then another piece of string going from this side to the other. But you want the string to be kind of long, as it's going to hang from your arms wide open. So I'd say about that long on each side. So you'll hold it up to just kind of measure, and then you're going to attach it to the bowl with the Gorilla Glue. Now I tried to cut holes in this bowl, but it was way too thick. So they're not very heavy, so the Gorilla Glue works rather well. So what I did was I just Gorilla Glued the twine to the side of the bowl. So what you want to do is like a crisscross. You're going to glue to one side, you're going to hold it up, measure kind of where you want it to hang, as low as you want it to hang, probably around to your waistline. And then you're going to cut it and attach the other side to this side of the bowl, this end of the bowl. And then you're going to do the same to the other side, going right across to the other side of the bowl. So we're going to Gorilla Glue those in, and then we're going to spray paint the bowls and the twine silver. So I finished the headpiece, and how I decided that I was going to do it is I took just a regular black pipe cleaner, because my wig is black, so I want it to blend. And the side that's going to be attached to my head, it's still sticky. The side that's going to be attached to my head is what you're seeing here. When you flip it over, you won't see the pipe cleaners. So I'm just going to fasten them into my wig with traditional standard bobby pins, black ones, because my wig is black. So whatever color your wig is, you want to kind of match the bobby pins to whatever wig you're wearing. I also finished the bowls. They're looking nice, all spray painted. I have the strings attached. And they're going to work great. So now we'll start makeup. So what I have here is my Mayron. If you can see that, it's in silver. This is basically a powder, and it comes with a mixing solution. The solution is emptied because it's in with the powder, so you want to mix those two together. And it comes with its own little sponge too. So you're going to mix them together in like some kind of little container that you have at home, or a small bowl. And I have already started my arm, as you can see. I just wanted to see what it looked like because I've never used this before. I'm a big Ben Nye fan, and it's not Ben Nye, so I just wanted to make sure it worked good. And it's working pretty good. From what I've heard, Mayron is used by a lot of professionals as well. So I'm just gonna start making myself silver. It's actually a really nice metallic silver too. Well, let's start with our face. I just went a little crazy and started doing my arm, but see that? Looks pretty good. That is silver. You can go right over your eyebrows, over your eyelid. I'm gonna leave it closed because it still feels pretty wet, at least for a minute. And this stuff stays on pretty good too. I rubbed on it. It's not coming off, so kind of digging it, to be honest with you. Mayron is not really my go-to, but they do the metallics pretty good, as you can see. So just going over my face. Comes with its own little sponge, so I'm using that one. Probably comes with its own sponge for a reason. This stuff probably stays in there. So you want to get over your eyes. Just kind of trying to keep my eyes closed until it dries. I've almost already got my entire face in silver, so that's good because it's kind of intimidating. It comes in this little, you know, this little thing. You're like going, am I going to be able to do all what I need to do with this? But it's covering quite well, so pretty good stuff, I will say. I bought this one year and I didn't realize that I'd bought it. Last year I was the Tin Man, and I didn't know I had this, so I went out and bought some crappy silver paint. So I'm kind of glad I have it still for this year. This last year was kind of a wash anyway, with my mom, you know, going on to her next life, and just things the way they were. I really didn't put a lot of effort into all of my costumes the way I would normally do. I even considered not doing Halloween at all. I'm gonna go ahead and go over my lips and probably do some kind of lipstick. This is working really well. I am impressed. The guy at the costume shop always would tell me that professionals use the Mayron, and I'm like, whatever, I like Ben Nye. What's your deal, you know? He was like really into the Mayron, but for this purpose, yeah, the Mayron is really good. I've bought the Mayron cream paints, and they kind of come off and melt off and stuff. They're not as good as the Ben Nye. So I'm sure they have a lot of good products because judging by what I see here, you know, their metallics are definitely good. Wow. My face is just about done. So yeah, this costume came to me in a dream. Kind of like a waking dream. Like I was getting ready to wake up and the thought just came into my head. Nothing I would have ever thought about doing before. But I always love a costume like that, that maybe is something that people haven't thought about, or, you know, something like that. I've never seen anybody be a zodiac sign when I was out, and I've been to many, many, many contests and costume parties, and I've just never seen it done. So if you wanted to do like a couple's costume, you know, they have, you can be your zodiac signs. Why not? It's just kind of a cool idea. So I got an easy one, you know, the scales. So, but even if you went out with a group of friends, let's say you wanted to go out with a group of girlfriends, you probably aren't all the same sign. You know, you can even do a cute or sexy costume with the zodiac signs. Just wear a really beautiful dress, look whimsical. I'm totally winging this because I've never seen it done before. This is just my version of the Libra zodiac sign. I think it's going to turn out good from what I'm seeing so far. So what I want to do on camera really though is my face. I talked about doing an Egyptian eye, sort of like an Egyptian eye, whimsical. I got these green shadows that are like a powder shadow, and I'm going to low light my cheeks, probably on my eyelids a little bit. And I also got this one today. So after I dumped out about half of it into my hand at the CVS, I went ahead and bought it. But it's a cool color. It's made by L'Oreal. It's called Infallible Golden Emerald. I wanted to have a green tone, you know, just to kind of highlight some of the areas of my face so that it looks really cool in pictures. And if you're out, you don't just want to be staunch one color. You want to kind of highlight some of your attributes. So I'm going to do that with that. So now I'm going to do my eyebrows. This is pretty dry already. Dries pretty instantly. And it'll be interesting to see how it comes off in the shower. So I'm going to do my eyebrows. Just going for a sort of a Liz Taylor, I guess. That's what I love about some of these costumes. You could just do them any way you want. It doesn't have to be any particular way. Just whatever your heart tells you to do. However you feel like your zodiac sign would look. For me, I feel like the zodiac of Libra is the beautiful goddess of a woman with scales. So that's what I'm gonna do. Try to be like, almost like a goddess looking. Doing a very exaggerated eyebrow. I'm gonna do that to the other side. You can even do pretty good work with pencil on this makeup, so you can see how well it shines and everything. I'm really pretty happy with it. And I've got quite a bit left. That's good because I need to do my chest and my other arm and my back. So I think I still have enough to do that, which is awesome. I wouldn't say you could do your whole body with one of these. You'd probably need a couple. Depending upon your size, you might need, you know, 2 or 3 if you wanted to go luminous like I'm doing. So that's how that's looking. My dad's light is working awesome. It was cool because he was watching my show one night and I mentioned I needed a ring light and he bought me a makeup light. Showed up at my door the next day. Can you believe that? What an awesome dad I have. I think he almost even loves the Halloween more than I do. He loves that I love it, I think. And which is cool because it's such a silly thing, you know. It's just something that I've always been fond of. I lost light for a second there. I've got my green now. It's a green powder. I'm just gonna go over my cheeks with it like a blush. I don't know if you can see that very well, but yeah, it's looking cool. I'm kind of getting it everywhere. It's a powder, so it's kind of a mess, but that's what Halloween is. It's a huge mess. My house is like crazy looking during Halloween. It's almost not right. Like, we have no dining room table. There's stuff everywhere. Hot glue, pins, needles, you know, you name it. It's hard to see, you know, with the silver and everything. The silver kind of takes control of this one. But I can see it pretty good. It's cool because this makeup is just not coming off. Like, I can put my arm on something and it doesn't come off. So it's a good makeup. I'm really impressed. I will buy this again. And they do sell it at the Spirit Halloween. You can get the Maron silver or the gold. So if you're going to be something silver or gold, like an Emmy Award or something, then you can get that there. You know, it used to be you could only get the good makeups at the really good costume shops, which there really are none anymore. At least not where I am. There's only Spirit and Party City and things like that. I'd go there for certain things, but not everything, for sure. Definitely not makeup. I'm just putting a little bit of the green on my eyelids as well. So that's what that looks like. And I think it's pretty even too. So what I want to do is I'm going to get my liquid liner and I'm going to start, not a cat eye, we're going to do an Egyptian eye. It's a little bit different than the cat eye. It almost meets with the end of your eyebrow and goes downward. You're going to start with a thicker line. I don't know how to teach this because this is just how I do it. You just match up one eye with the other, going all the way out like that. I'm going to show you what this looks like here when I'm done. It's very much the eye of Liz Taylor's Cleopatra. If you've seen Cleopatra with Liz Taylor, I've watched it a couple times just for the makeup. The makeup was incredible. She looked incredible. I've always used a brush liquid liner. It's just what I've gotten used to over the years. If you get a precision pen, probably work better for you if you have never done a liner, like a wingtip or anything. A precision pen would probably work better for you. So that's what the finished product should look like. So I finished my eyes, got my eyelashes on, got my jewelry and my dress on, and my headpiece. Now we're gonna go take some photos. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this look. I really like it. I just thought it was a cool idea, and to have come to me in a dream, I feel really blessed that I got this idea somehow into my head. Angels, perhaps. It turned out better than what I could have imagined. If you notice, I did put a shawl on. I kind of liked the effect that it added. I did just a black liner around my lips. I thought that that was enough. So, but we were fortunate enough to get plenty of pictures. So y'all enjoy and happy Halloween. Hello all. This is Halloween. Thank you again for joining me today. As I said, it is a double creature feature. So not really a creature today. This is actually Great Shape Barbie Day. Today's my birthday, so it's a little something happy and fun and cheerful. And I hope you enjoy it. Great Shape Barbie, if you're unfamiliar, made an appearance in Toy Story. That's where she really gained some popularity. So today, that is what we're doing. Hope you enjoy. So for today, we are going to be doing Great Shape Barbie. I believe she was a 90s Barbie, and she was just a workout Barbie. So I've got some leg warmers here, striped leg warmers that I bought on Amazon, and I think they were like $6 or something. A headband that I bought on eBay, I believe, for $4. I bought this bodysuit in teal for $30 off Halara, I believe it was. It was a website. I bought these just sneakers, regular white sneakers from Goodwill for $8. And then a wig that I already had, belonged to my mom. And I just kind of styled it like a Barbie hair. So that's the costume. We're going to be spray painting these pink. And for makeup, the workout Barbie really didn't wear a lot of makeup. I'm going to wear my blue contact lenses, probably a light pink lipstick, a little bit of blush, and some eyelashes. That's about it. So that's the costume. Now I did do a little research online for you, and you can buy this Barbie costume. It's going to run you anywhere from $60 to $89. So, and we're also making the Barbie box. So those are sold online as well, but they're also pretty pricey. So we're going to make our own today. I also have a pink piece of terry cloth. She wore a pink belt. I'm going to make a belt with this terry cloth because I don't have a pink belt, so I'm going to make my own. So for the Barbie box, I am using 2 pieces of science board, or whatever you want to call it. That's what I called it back in the day. But these things are expensive, so I'm reusing one from a previous costume. And I'm probably going to be using it again one more time for another costume. But for today, I have put duct tape all around just to combine the two. This is going to be the inside of my Barbie box here. And down at the bottom, I have another piece of cardboard which I've marked off where I want it to be cut. Now you'll notice that the lines aren't very straight, but they will be when I cut them. It's just to get an idea of how wide I need the bottom of the box to be. Where it's going to say Barbie and Mattel and all of that is going to be down at the bottom. Now the inside I'm going to paint yellow because I looked up the Barbie box for this particular Barbie and the inside of the box was yellow, so that's what we're going with. And on the outside it'll be pink with Barbie and all of that, so I think it'll look pretty good. So I have my other piece here, and I decided to use the other side to kind of flip it because the edges were straighter. So wherever the edges are straighter, that's the sides you want to use to be exposed in your project. So I just flipped it and kind of did the same pattern. That's how I want it to be. It's going to go across the bottom of the Barbie box. And I'm spray painting it pink. So I cut out another piece of cardboard and measured it to this piece we created earlier for the top of my box. And the way I did that was I just took the side of the science board and see about how wide it needed to be. You know, the side where it folds, and I measured it that way because that's how wide it's going to need to be so that it's the same width at the top and all the way down the sides. And I'm just going to spray paint that pink only on one side. You don't really need to spray paint the top unless you want to. So once you've done the other side of your board in yellow, you're going to want to flip it over and do the other side in pink. Now if you're going out, I would recommend doing the whole back side just so it looks really good. And then as you'll see over here, I've painted my sneakers. Now these took overnight to dry, so you're going to want to give yourself a little time for this one because you got a lot of things again that need to be painted. And if you're running against time, it's not going to be fun for you. So you want to give yourself a day or two to create this costume. For the pink, I would recommend Poppy Pink by Rust-Oleum. They do have a similar pink in Krylon called Mambo Pink. It just doesn't cover as well. And you're probably going to need, if you're doing the entire box on the back, you'll probably need 6 cans of paint. If you're doing the interior pink also, just depends on the kind of Barbie you're going to be. You're going to need even more than that. Maybe 8 cans or something. Now, you'll notice when I started this project that the board on the other side was blue. If you're just doing the Barbie, then get white board. It's going to cover a lot better. And this stuff on the back of the box actually is pretty hard to cover. Anything that's colored is going to be harder to cover. So you're going to need a lot of cans of spray paint. If you're doing the front and back, probably about 10 cans. Well, 8 to 10 cans to cover the whole thing. And then, like I said, it just depends on which Barbie you're doing. There's so many different ones. Some of them have pink on the inside, and they may even make these boards pink. I don't know. I didn't look for that because I already had my boards. This will be used for another project as well. So I've already used it for another costume. I'm going to be using it for another costume after this. So I'm not going to bother with painting the back side in the middle, just the sides, and I'm not going to paint the top. So this particular Barbie box has a trim on it. I just cut like an L shape out and painted it, and I'm going to use my yellow masking tape and do a line with the masking tape around, just trying to copy the box as good as I can. So this is how our box is looking so far. Pretty cool. Down at the bottom, we have the Barbie sign. Everything that I saw online that looked like that box is what I put on here. So the Mattel sign down at the bottom, B, and then it's pretty tall. It's got to fit me inside, so this is the side of it. I'm going to take it outside and paint the top part, paint that white tape. So all I did was, to get the box together, was duct tape the top on. See it all the way around. With the bottom, how I did that was I duct taped it from the inside, if you can see that, on both sides. Duct tape works really good. It's going to work better than hot glue or really anything else. So we'll get on with the rest of it. So here is our finished product. The entire box in all its glory. Looks just like a Barbie box. All right. So there's the full-on picture. Got my wig and costume on. Just a natural makeup, pretty much, with pink lipstick and some eyelashes. Easy stuff. Now I'm gonna go take photos. See you in a minute. Thank you for joining me today. So glad you did. Hope you enjoyed today's double creature feature, and I'll see you next time, Wednesday, for the grand finale. But that won't be the end of me. I am going to do another channel featuring haunted places and cemeteries in our travels. So thank you very much, and happy Halloween!